commonalities, we've done a ton of research. We've been to seminars, we've paid for events, we've paid for mentors, just trying to pick the brain of people. And we've actually been fortunate enough to pick the brains of people like Tony Robbins directly, literally sitting down with him and figuring out how he operates, what's going on in his life, and how he runs his, I think, like 27 companies, something ridiculous. And then we sat down with Tim Ferriss and figured out how he operates. Damon John, we sat down with him. So, and like, we really want to dissect what makes high achievers, what separates high achievers from just average people. For the top 3 things, I think it would be planning. So the 3-month planning. There's something that we term the 20-mile march. We haven't talked about it. I know I brought it up once, but what is the 20-mile march? Let me break it down. 2 teams of people back in like 1922 or something like that wanted to do a race to the South Pole. One team decided, I'm going to push as hard and as fast as possible on the nice days, and on the shitty days, we'll rest and we'll hunker down and camp. So they may do 100 miles during a nice day or consecutive nice days, and then if a storm came, they would hunker down and camp. The other team said, we are going to walk 20 miles, whether it's nice, whether it's a storming out, whether it's overcast, no matter what, or whether just like it's crap weather. We're just going to do 20 miles each and every day. Can you guess which team made it to the South Pole?
The one that was more consistent?
The one that did 20 miles each and every day. And they weren't the only ones, and they didn't just beat them to the South Pole. The other team that walked as far as possible and then hunkered down during the crappy days, they actually ended up all dying. All of them. They died. So they didn't just not make it to the South Pole, they died. So the 20-mile march is huge because this figures out, okay, what's the one thing that I should be doing each and every day on a consistent basis? That's a habit there. The third habit, I would say possibly a morning routine just to keep you well-rounded. And for those who just want a brief tidbit on a morning routine, cover your physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional health in the morning. Doesn't matter what it is, but as long as you cover those 4 before you start work, the rest, everything else falls into place. So planning is critical because you need to know where you want to go. If you don't have a plan of what the end goal is, you're just going to be drifting around. So the planning that we do is a 13-week planning system. And this is the framework that's inside the Self Journal. And if you're in the Alliance, I believe that you have one, so you understand this. But let me break it down for you if you haven't opened it up or haven't dove deeper into this. It's one of my goals was $100,000 a month by 28 years old. And I was working in corporate America and had this little side thing going. And I wrote that down each and every day. And I just believed that was going to happen, that was going to happen, that was going to happen. And I remember I turned 28 years old, and I was like, wait a second. Wait, like today's my birthday. Hold on one second. And I go into the Shopify dashboard, and then I'm also have my consultancy. I'm like, holy shit. I literally made $100,000 in 30 days by the time I was 28 years old. And I know it's just that belief that happens. So this isn't the only thing that's come about. Let me tell you everything else. We wanted to raise $200,000 on Kickstarter. That was our internal goal. So I wrote that down every day. $200,000 on our Kickstarter. $200,000 on our Kickstarter. We ended up raising $322,000 in 34 days.
Wow.
Then I said I wanted to win the Shopify Build a Business competition. I just freaking believed that I'm going to win the Shopify Build a Business competition because that t-shirt company, that was a Shopify Build a Business competition company. Sure as hell, we won. Then I said, you know what I want to do? I want to win Forbes 30 under 30 this year. I just wrote that down. Yeah, I'm going to win. I'm going to win. Sure enough, Forbes 30 under 30. I'm telling you, if you believe it, you will get excited, you will take action, and you'll get results.